Welcome back. This is where my job gets kind of difficult. Morgan Rielly is out tonight, or returns tonight versus Tampa. Now, Tampa-related news: Hedman's out, so that could very well help the Leafs tremendously. Look, I know Morgan Rielly takes some flack from some non-Toronto fans and from some Toronto fans. I also know Toronto fans sometimes are likely to overestimate just how great their players are, whether it's Tavares, Matthews, Rielly, Anderson. But Rielly is an excellent top two defenseman in the NHL, and they've missed him. So having Rielly in the lineup and Hedman out, I think that evens things up between Toronto and Tampa tonight. But we'll see what happens, right? So again, this is where things get kind of difficult. So again, due to all the stuff that's going on with my job and here on this platform, I'm not going to get into the exact reasons, but you guys can read between the lines. Santa Clara County has banned large gatherings through the end of March. This affects the San Jose Sharks and their fans directly. March 19th at home against Montreal, 21st at home against Boston, 29th at home against Arizona. These games will not be played at the SAP Center. Now, I know everybody's going to talk in the comments. Everybody's panicking. This is nothing. It's not nothing. It's a situation where we have something that's kind of brand new. And for most of us, yeah, it's going to be sniffles and a cough or cold. But if you have family, if you have elderly family members, if you know somebody who has some kind of a respiratory disease, something that makes their immune system compromised, that can finish it. So that's the problem, is that there's a lot of people who are saying, oh, no big deal. But I understand what they're trying to do. They've banned any gatherings of over 1,000 people. My attitude of it is this: is a gathering of 900 people really a whole lot less? Is it a whole lot less risky? Really? Because it's, yeah. Anyways, I know what they're trying to do, the social distancing thing, and I'm going to say we're going to Vegas next week, and I'm going to be practicing the social distancing as much as possible. So I'm usually one to shake hands with everybody I meet. I'm not doing that at this stage. I was tested on that actually last night. We had visitors over for dinner. I didn't shake hands. I even said to my wife after, I said, just, they understand, right? And she's like, yeah. Because they weren't either. So it was a matter of, yeah, they're not going to shake your hand. You're not going to shake their. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So if you're a San Jose fan and you're looking for good news, Radim Šimić has signed a 4-year extension, which apparently was signed a few days before, but they've made official March 9th. They announced it on their Twitter account. It's apparently $2.25 million a year. It's a very reasonable cap hit for Šimić, and all the Sharks fans underneath that tweet said, now get Nason signed. Nason, I think, will stick around. I'd be very surprised if he didn't, because I think it's a really good match. I think this is the best I've seen Nason play in his career, and he's a good bottom six guy for San Jose, so I don't think there's any problem in keeping him. Now, what do they do with the games? They would have the option of playing them on the road, maybe. The problem with that is that, okay, Montreal, Boston, and Arizona are where they'd be playing them. Those arenas have to be open that night, and that's not always a given, because most of these arenas have multiple uses, and there's concerts on off days and all this stuff, so it might not be feasible. Third-party location they could go with, maybe, although that's going to probably increase travel costs depending on where they are, and it's not ideal. They would have the empty arena possibility as well, and again, it's not ideal, but one thing that I get concerned with is this. So they've canceled a lot of events in Europe, and they're canceling tournaments and all this. And when I see this, I think, that kind of sucks, because in this day and age of hyper-partisan politics and hyper-partisan everything turns political. Everything. This marker's red. Screw you, you liberal pinko. Wait, but it's red. No, it's not. Okay. It's not red. So, in this day and age, sports are one area where we still have hyper-partisanship, sure, but we can kind of forget that for a couple hours and watch a game, right? And so when you take that away, you're taking away the escape that escape that we have as fans. So if this gets to a point where the NHL decides to cancel anything, that's when I fire up the PS4 and I start playing through. I start playing through franchises, and yeah, I'll do live streams should that come to pass. So that is one thing that has kind of been in the back of my mind for the last couple of weeks, and it's still there. We are still planning on going to Vegas next week. I haven't hesitated about whether or not to go, but it has caused me to have some not second thoughts. I don't want to make it sound like there's panic with me either, but it's just something different. It's sort of like finding out somebody's got the measles. You're not gonna, I haven't had the measles. I don't know, or they might, and you're like, oh, that's, huh. Remember when my kids were younger and they were exposed to somebody who had the mumps, and I never had them. So as an adult, I was concerned that if I got them, that could cause me far more health problems than it caused the kids. So I didn't practice distancing from them, but there were certain things I was concerned with until we knew we were in the clear on that one. So that's kind of how I'm approaching this. Like I want to make sure that I'm, and that's really the concern here, is trying to make sure that you slow it down. And yeah, hopefully this is not, because the other part of it too is it could just be the new normal, right? So, to quote what Weird Al Yankovic put on his Twitter account yesterday, we are all Howie Mandel. Yep. So I thought that was a really fun quote. Howie Mandel, of course, is a germaphobe, and now he was a pioneer. So we'll get out of that discussion for now. All right. And again, just be safe, be smart, wash your hands 20 seconds, find a fun song for 20 seconds, and just be careful, be safe. Wherever you are, because this isn't just a North American thing, obviously. There's a whole country that's all closed off. So if you're in Italy, anyways, moving along. This is why we need hockey. This is why we need sports. It's that distraction from everything else that goes on TV. And for people who watch my videos, there's probably some saying, I really didn't want to have to hear, because I watch Shannon's videos for the hockey stuff. He's talking about, but it is newsworthy, and it is now affecting the league. So I have to find a way to talk about this without naming it. All right. Jonathan Drouin is close to a return for Montreal. This feels like it's a broken record, that he gets hurt, he comes back, he gets hurt. That's how it's gone this year. So fingers crossed he doesn't get hurt again. We'll see how things go for him and for the Montreal Canadiens. But yeah, so hopefully Drouin comes back rather quickly and is healthy for the rest of the year. Interesting news with the New York Rangers. They want K'Andre Miller to turn pro. He just finished his second year at Wisconsin, played very well. They want him in the lineup. What they want to do with him is they want him to declare he's a pro, and then join their American Hockey League team, and then they'll burn off a year of his entry-level contract next year. So get him in the American Hockey League, get him acclimated to the pro game, and then next season he can be with the Rangers right off the bat. That's the plan. And K'Andre Miller definitely looks like he's going to be an NHL-level player. It'd be very interesting to see what the Rangers do if they are able to sign him. Nathan MacKinnon, for Colorado fans wondering, they're saying they'll reevaluate him when he returns to Denver. We've got a lot of injuries right now in the NHL that are day-to-day. It's day-to-day. I noticed a comment last night from a frustrated Vegas fan that Mark Stone, it was day-to-day, and he's been out 5 games. Yeah, that's how it happens this time of year. That's why when people get mad at me, they're like, it's just day-to-day. This nothing. Yeah, day-to-day turns into a week, and then it turns into 2 weeks. It's just like week-to-week turns into a month. They don't tell us. The GMs don't tell us. And they don't tell us because I don't think they want us to know. And they don't want the other teams to know either. So, and maybe it's, I don't know, do the players on the team know? Like, right now, do the Colorado Avalanche players know how long McKinnon's going to be out and they're not telling us? Or does management not tell them and go, hey, Nathan, just keep it on the down low that you're going to be out for 2 weeks. We'll keep it quiet. Right? Because they don't want the team to get down. They don't want the team to be concerned about, I don't know. It's injuries in the NHL are so weird now. The last item on the board, Ottawa. So this is another interesting thread with the Ottawa Senators. Senior Vice President of Community Relations, Communications as well, PJ Loyello, is on leave. Now, what they're saying about it is, and this is through the rumor mill that he basically walked out. The day that they fired Jim Little, he took his laptop and his cell phone and he went home, and he hasn't come back. So that's one way to decide. All right, but we'll see, right? We'll see if he comes back. If this is related to something else. It can't be a fun place to work for the Ottawa Senators. I'm not kidding on that. It can't be a fun place to work. You've seen a CEO come in and leave, right? He gets fired less than 2 months into the job. The Ottawa Senators come out now and said, well, there were reasons, and they present these reasons. It could be, and here's the problem. Then that means you didn't vet him properly before you hired him, because this was stuff that was out there before you hired him. So, anyways, that's still probably going to end up in court because Jim Little is alleging he was fired improperly. So that could still end up in court. And now you've got the Senior Vice President of Communications and Community Relations. Of all the job titles to have a guy walk out of, Communications and Community Relations. The biggest problem for the Ottawa Senators right now is the relationship with Senator fans in the community. This writes itself, and it's not anything we could write. It's something where, for the start of the year, I had said, here's what's going to happen. People would be like, you really hate the Senators, don't you? There's no way. They're not going to hire a CEO and then fire him and then come out after and say, well, there were allegations. Well, yeah, but the allegations were before you hired him. Well, shut up. And then where's that guy going with his cell phone and laptop? People are like, that's not going to happen. They're not going to lose their CEO and their vice president within a week of each other or the same day. And here we are. So I don't know what's going on with the Senators organization. It can't be fun. It really can't be fun working for that team right now. So we'll see what happens. And again, this kind of off-ice dysfunction can make it really difficult for Pierre Dorion, who I'm sure this drives him insane. Where I'm trying to get a team together. I'm trying to make this thing better for next year. And there's all this other off-ice stuff going on. Players see this and they go, man, I don't know if I want to go to Ottawa. And that's the problem too, because Dorion right now has to start the salesman job of, okay, we got rid of everybody, but now we're trying to build up and we're trying to get to be a better team, and we want you to be a part of that. And a player may look at all of this and say, man, I don't know. And I've heard things from other guys who've been here, and I don't know. So it's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. And again, I can't discuss this by name. Pretty sure I'm allowed to discuss the fallout, the fact that the San Jose Sharks can't play at SAP. But yeah. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all your support. It means a ton. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. I won't be shaking hands for a bit here until we get everything all locked down and we know more. There's a lot of unknown. I think we can all agree there's a lot of unknown going on right now, and that's kind of the scarier side of this. But anyways, thank you guys so much for that. I will continue to be a reminder of other things and a distraction from all those things. So this is one of those rare videos where I will discuss this kind of stuff, and 99.9% of the videos, I'm hoping from here we don't have to have all that discussion, because again, we already have that everywhere else. This is sports, right? This is sports. We don't have to talk about all the other crap that's going on in the world. We can just talk about hockey and have the sports conversations. It's all right. There you go. Thank you guys so much for everything. I will talk to you again soon.